Now. 180. Hey, we're good. 180.
Here's Jacobs. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? From the gun, it's Carr. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Daniel Carlson on for the field goal. Remember, he was drafted and released by the Vikings. The kick by Carlson is good. Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for 3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
From the 29, Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Coming to you.
Play action now. Cousins. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Max Crosby in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the 1st sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Check. Gun. Hey, box drop.
3rd and long for Cousins. He's going to wind up and air it out. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Cleveland Farrell in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
55 gun. Wild Bill. Mark 55.
Cousins. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
Gun.
Off the play fake, Cousins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tall.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Throwing his car on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free. No first down.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Throwing, Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one good for 26 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Cook. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
Check three. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. They'll run with Cook. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. But down here near the goal line, you don't think of a cornerback in run coverage, but he made the stop.
Yeah, most of the cornerbacks we know, they want to be those pass defenders and take away one half of the field. But the best ones in the game are the complete cornerbacks, able to tackle and run support, as we just saw there.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. 2nd down and goal. Cousins. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Maurice Hurst able to get him for a loss of about 3. Now from back at the 9 after that last play, this is 3rd and goal. From the gun, here's Cousins. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
Raiders 3.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Go! Go!
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And all the way down to the 35. A big play that time for the Raiders. 42 yards. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the draw, Richard. And they'll get this down to the 10. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Now Carr toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
So after the loss of down, they'll come up here with a 2nd and goal. From the gun, Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, Delta.
Operating from the gun. Carr. He's going to air one out. That's going to be caught. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on 4th down, may as well make them punt it. They come out here in the I. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1.
Check line 54. Line 54. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Carlson is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Markel Lee coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Cousins. And this is Cook with a grab. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
That's a gain of 10. Brings up 3rd and 7.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for third down. Here's Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Harris to return. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The throw complete here to Williams. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Like Antonio Brown, Tyrell Williams came to the Raiders in March. Came up the coast from L.A., where he caught 41 balls last year with the Chargers. His best year was 2016 when the Chargers were still in San Diego. Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and the Raiders really have high hopes for this 27-year-old receiver. From the gun now on third down, Carr. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up fourth. Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 27-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. To throw it is Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. It's caught inside the 25. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Check your hot read. Check.
Black. Listen to me. Gun.
Who's that?
Smoke.
Who's that?
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Maurice Hurst picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. On the return, Harris. Trailing here in the second half, went for the aggressive play, got a little too aggressive.
You've got to know when to pull up, or if you're going to go for it, how to take your body across a punter's body and not into him. Not a good play at all.
Cousins gives way to Cook. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Keep it up. Keep it up. No.
Leave it. Bring up 48.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And we've got a dandy here, a 1-point game as we begin the 4th. Cousins on 3rd and 2. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. A first down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Cousins on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like he did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
But how many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, doesn't matter whether they go left or right, the defense loses its leverage, right? There's a little chaos back there, and receivers come open. Great discipline on that play. They didn't let that happen and held it to no gain.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Derek Carr, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks for the Raiders last year, and they only won 4 games total, so they've got some experience dealing with tight ones. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams, and there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Carr going to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who have had the receivers on lockdown.
On first down, it's Cook. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Carl Joseph came roaring in on the safety blitz.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Now Cousins. He completes it to Treadwell. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal.
At the 5-yard line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal.
We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Sponge. No. Hey, check Mike.
They try again with Cook.
Here we go.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Now a timeout coming in here defensively as they stop it before the 2-minute warning with 2:09 to go in the game. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And they got the extra point, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Hey, let's get that ball. Hey, 7:34. Sit. Right Monday down.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got a man, complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll look to throw. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Back to throw. Flushed out right. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. Oh, no, he lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a second and long.
Down. 180. Check 55. Mike. 93.
Back to throw. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
Let's get the ball.
He's coming. White.
He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. So with just over a minute to play, this becomes a make-or-break onside kick. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, It was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
On the carry, it's Cook. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage with a penalty flag down. This might push him back further. Now, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
55. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Good route here.
Let's get there. Hey, check mine. Check mine. Watch it.
Now Cousins. And that is incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. A good pickup there, 21 yards. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Carr. And now this one may draw a penalty. He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And, yep, indeed, the flag is out. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Carr to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Back to throw, Carr. He's going to let it fly. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for two. Now Carr to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. So they're unable to stretch it to a 3-point lead. Now you got to be careful on the kickoff because a field goal obviously beats you.
Definitely, and that's why they went for two. They wanted to make sure a field goal wouldn't beat them. Now they're in a position where they've got to cover well and make sure they don't get into range and put one through the posts.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking two plays. One, to get yourself in position for this.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. He'll look to throw. It's caught by Treadwell. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
17 yards on the play.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. One last shot now for Cousins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for the Raiders, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.